Let's go ahead and start with a review of what you should have done thus far. So far, you should have been on Seesaw and you had 2 activities released to you. The first one was a practice with our unit on empathy, so understanding the emotions of others and responding to them appropriately. So you should have listened to this text of the instructions. There's a short video clip for you to watch. And then when you add a response, there are several questions for you to answer about the video that you saw. So you will have a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions to answer. And when you click in that area spot, you will be able to type away your answer to those questions. So this is the first assignment that should have been completed. If you have not yet completed it, please log in during work time at 12 o'clock to do so. Your second assignment that is due is your English Language Arts assignment. We will review this information tomorrow, but this is a very good introduction assignment. So for the lesson, you were to watch the teaching videos. You guys know the teaching videos are right here. So you should have watched these instructional videos before you began your work. They give you some vocabulary information that you need to know. There's a nice little short cartoon regarding our topic of community. And then there's an illustration of all the different communities to which you may belong. So again, our unit is switching from animal adaptations, and now we're moving into some social studies with what makes a good place to live. That is our new topic of study for the coming weeks. After you inserted your work, you were asked to log on to Myon and to read a text. Oh, I need to add a response. And to read a text. That text gave you more background information regarding communities and the expectations of what we are going to be studying regarding the different places in communities, the different benefits of communities, and what makes a place a good place to live. So slide 1 gives you directions of how you should have logged into EPIC. Slide 3 is a fill in the blank. Slide 4 is a fill in the blank. Slide 5 is a drag an item to a blank, so you will drag the correct word to its spot. And then slide 6 asks you to record 3 interesting pieces of information. So far, the people that have turned this in that I've seen have done a really good job of writing it in your own words. Remember, we don't want you just copying down words from a book. That's called plagiarism. It's actually illegal. Because it's saying that you did something that someone else created. So you need to be putting your own words. So reading information and then saying, what does this mean? And explaining what it means in your own words, okay? So this was your 2 assignments from this morning that should have been completed. Empathy and what is a community, okay? Any questions on those 2 assignments before we move forward? Any questions on those 2 assignments? Camille.
I'm not done yet.
That's fine. You have plenty of time this afternoon in your work time to get done, and thank you for taking your time on your assignments to get them done correctly. It's awesome. Justin, it looks like I'm teaching your knees right now, sir. I am not your knees teacher. Any other questions about those assignments? Okay, awesome. The second thing that I want you to be aware of after your assignments is that we have started a new 9 weeks. So your first report card is coming out Friday. Everything's already been done. You cannot do any more assignments for that report card. Starting today, you have a new report card that's beginning. So you have a fresh opportunity to not get behind, okay? So starting today, everybody is 100% caught up because there's nothing to make up except for the work that is assigned today. So if you do your work today, those 2 assignments we've talked about, and then the math that we're getting ready to do, you're golden. You've done everything you're expected to do, okay? So I want to remind you of that. I'd also like to remind you to review your work that I send back to you. So if I send an assignment back to you, it is because something needs to be fixed about it. And I encourage you to read those comments and to look at them so you know exactly what it is that needs to be adjusted. Okay? Any questions on that? All right.
Miss Sosa?
Yes.
Do our report card comes in the mail?
No, it's going to be online. Your adult will receive information from Parent Square app on how to log in.
Okay.
Great question. Leah.
When will our parents get it? Like how to go in to see the report card?
On Friday, they will log into Skyward, and then it will be released. The front office releases the report cards.
And also, I'm leaving for my Nan and Papa's on Sunday.
I remember. You're going to have such a great time there because you and Terrence are going to the same state. I remember. Cool.
Might see him.
You might. All right, kiddos. The last and final thing that I want to remind you of is that this is the last week for some of you. If your adult decided that you would be going back to Indian Creek in person, this is your last Monday with me. You will have an in-person teacher when you return after fall break, and that teacher will be just as fantastic. They're all great and wonderful, and you will find out that assigned teacher after fall break. If you are continuing virtually, you will be with me and 40 other students. I'm going to have 41 kiddos, okay? So our class will be getting a little bit bigger, not by much, but a little bit, and you'll have the opportunity after break to meet some new friends following fall break that are joining us virtually, okay? So those are my 3 announcements. 1, the assignments that you should have completed so far. 2, the fact that we're in a new grading report period, so don't let yourself get behind. And 3, the fact that some of you, this is your last week, and if you're going to be virtual, you'll be continuing with me, okay? All right, with all of that said, let's get into our math lesson for the day. So if you would please direct your attention to me on the screen, I'm going to go over our math lesson for the day. So our math lesson is a word problem sort and solve. We've been working on word problems, and ladies and gentlemen, may I just say, I am so impressed with the work that you have produced so far if you have been a person who has been producing work. There's a lot of you who haven't been turning in work, but a lot of you that have, you guys are rocking it. And I've actually been able to kind of brag a little bit in the 3rd grade team meetings because my class is getting it. So I'm very proud of your hard work. I'm very proud of your focused attention and your ability to review work and make corrections because it is paying off. So great job, guys. Today we're going to work on a word problem sort and solve. So we're going to listen to a teaching video from Miss Thaxton, and then I'd like for you to have your whiteboard or a math notebook or a plain piece of paper ready along with a writing tool so you're ready to participate in the video. So what that looks like is you're going to have your math notebook and you're going to have something to write with. And as Miss Thaxton is solving problems, you're going to be solving the problems with her, okay? So if she were to write down 542 plus 68, you would write down 542 plus 68, okay? So I want you to go grab that really quick, a piece of paper, a whiteboard, a notebook, and you're going to be solving these problems with her actively, okay? So just the next blank page, the last page of notes we took was our subtraction. So I'm just going to turn my page and I'm going to complete my work here. Okay, so you are writing down anything that Miss Thaxton is showing you in the word problem to solve, all right? After we watch the video, you're going to be trying some word problems on your own, and you'll be using the pen or pencil tool to show your math. I will be giving you feedback as you turn in those assignments regarding what's been done well and what needs some attention, okay? All right, here we go, let's get started.
Hi, 3rd grade. Today we're going to continue with our math learning target 3AT1. Solve real-world problems involving addition and subtraction of whole numbers within 1,000 by using drawings and equations with a symbol for the unknown number to represent the problem. Our learning targets are 3.1 and 3.2, where the arrow is pointing. The only difference between 3.1 and 3.2 is 3.1 involves problems that are addition, and then 3.2 are problems that involve subtraction. Okay, let's take a look at when we know how we can figure out addition versus subtraction. Here are a list of key words for addition in red and then a keywords for subtraction in green. This is just a list of reference words. Now that means that you might see these words appear in some story problems, and that might mean that you're going to add if you see the add word, or you might subtract if you see the words under the subtraction list. But you always have to take time to think through the problem to see whether or not you're going to add or subtract. These words are just guide words. They aren't 100% true. So you're going to have to really always think through each of the problems that you encounter. All right, let's take a look at one problem. This problem says Mrs. Renolay's bakery made 375 cupcakes. Mr. McKinney's bakery made 445 cupcakes. How many more cupcakes did Mr. McKinney's bakery make than Mrs. Renolay's? I am noticing that in this question, it says how many more. If we go back to our keywords, how many more can be found right here under subtraction, which means that this problem is probably going to involve subtraction. But let's think it through. If Mrs. Renolay, we're going to have R, oops, let me erase that. We'll have R represent Miss Renolay, has made 375 cupcakes.
So she's writing, you're writing right now. So far, I've written down exactly what Miss Thaxton has, an R with 375. You're writing exactly what she's writing.
Mr. McKinney's bakery made 445. So let's put an M for McKinney, 445 cupcakes. Now we can see that Mr. McKinney has made more cupcakes than Miss Renolay because of what we have learned in comparing numbers. We see that Miss Renolay has 300s and Mr. McKinney has 400s, which clearly indicates Mr. McKinney has made more. The question, though, is how many more did Mr. McKinney make? So we're looking for the difference. That means that 445 minus 375, the answer to a subtraction problem is the difference. So if we're looking for the difference, we are going to be subtracting. So let's start with our ones place. 5 minus 5 equals 0. 4 tens minus 7, we know we can't do that, so we will have to borrow, making that 14 tens minus 7 tens leaves us with 7 tens. 300s minus 300s leaves us with no hundreds at all. So what this means is, since the answer to the subtraction problem is the difference, and that's what we're looking for, is the difference, that means 70 is how many more cupcakes Mr. McKinney I guess it's Mr. McKinney's bakery made, and then we could continue this on if I had a little bit more space, 70 more cupcakes that Mr. McKinney's bakery made than Miss Renolay's bakery. So that's how you can use keywords to help you solve story problems.
All right. We're going to look at one more. So we've looked at a subtraction example. Now we're going to take a look at a different type of solving. Some of you have already guessed what it is. But remember, you're going to be writing what Miss Thaxton writes. So I'm actually going to make a little line here because we're done with that problem, and I'm going to solve the next problem right down here. Okay? All righty, here we go.
Try working this problem through on your own or with your teacher.
All right, so let's take a look at this together. We have Indian Creek Elementary School. Oh, sorry. Indian Creek Elementary School raised $200 for a fundraiser. Sunnyside Elementary raised $160 for the same fundraiser. How much money did they raise all together? So we're going to take a look at the information that we know. As I read this a second time, I'm going to underline information that I think is important. Indian Creek Elementary raised $200. I'm going to write that in my notebook with an I for Indian Creek, and I'm going to put 200. Sunnyside Elementary raised $160 for the same fundraiser. I see more important information. So now I'll record a Sunnyside with an S and $160. The question is, how much money did they raise altogether? I'm seeing this word altogether, and I'm thinking when something is put together that it's going to be an addition problem. Let's check on our slides to see if that's correct. Altogether, let's see if there's a, oh, I gotta go forward a little bit. Go forward in this video and see if I can see those words.
Right here under
All together. Where's all together? Oh, look, I was right. All together. Because that means you're taking two items and you're joining them. So you're adding them together. So that's correct. So we're going to take a look at adding these numbers. So I have $200. I'm writing, you're writing, plus $160. And I'm making sure to line up my place values. So when I put this together, that tells me how much money they raised all together. 0 ones plus 0 ones is 0 ones. 0 tens plus 6 tens is 6 tens. 200 plus 100 is 300s. So altogether, there were $360 raised altogether. Notice I have my dollar sign so that I know I'm working with dollars. If I didn't put my dollar sign, I would think you were telling me that Indian Creek Elementary and Sunnyside Elementary had what? Purple unicorns flying through space. That's right, but they don't. They have dollars. As sad as that may be, they have dollars. Okay, so they raised $360 altogether. Questions on how we solved this? Okay, fantastic. The next video is Ms. Thaxton working this problem out for our students who are asynchronous or who are not live online with us. So we'll go ahead and skip that. But if you are asynchronous watching this recording, you'll want to watch that. Ms. Camille.
I don't, on my paper, I don't have that.
You don't have this. I've asked you to be writing it on notebook paper right now. This isn't unlocked to you yet. Okay. All right. So again, as I shared, this is Ms. Thaxton working this problem, and we can see our answer is the same as 360. And that will take us to the end of our video lessons. So now, if you would kindly go into your Seesaw and click on Activities to refresh your page, you will have an assignment called Word Problem Sort and Solve. Please go to Seesaw in your tab and click on Word Problem Sort and Solve. Justin, it's hard to pay attention when you're staring off at something in the corner. We're moving on to Seesaw, kiddo. All right. So when we click on Add Response, we're going to see that we have some word problems to try on our own. So when I look at my slides over here on the side, as it loads, there we go, I can see that I have 4 slides. The first slide is just the vocabulary words that might help you with addition and subtraction. So as you're looking at the word problems on slides 2 and 3, look for some of these clue words to help you know if you're going to be adding or subtracting, okay? So as I shared, slide 2 is a problem for you to solve. Slide 3 is a problem for you to solve. Slide 4 is for you to rate yourself, just as we did last week. How successful do you feel today with adding numbers within 1,000 in word problems and subtracting numbers within 1,000 in word problems? You will click and drag the emoji that best describes your current feelings. So our green smiley face would be, I feel very successful. So you might say that you feel fantastic with adding. Your yellow smiley face might mean you feel kind of successful. So you might say, I need some more practice. Your red frowny face will say, I'm not feeling successful at all. And it is okay if that is where you are as well. This helps me know if we need to spend more time or if we can move on. So please be honest. No one sees this but you and me and your adults if they log in on it. And rate yourself after you solve with how you feel, okay? Questions on the expectations for this assignment? Questions on the expectation? Leah.
Do you put the faces on both of them or just one?
Yes, so it is asking you for the first one, how do you feel about addition? The second one is how do you feel about subtraction? So you might feel great with addition, but you might feel you need more practice with subtraction. Or you might feel great with both of them, and that's fine too. Okay, so you're going to put the emoji that best describes your current comfort levels with word problems with addition and word problems with subtraction.
Okay.
Awesome. 11.
So how would we, can we do this on one page all by itself besides the
Say it one more time.
Can we do one page all by itself besides the last one?
These two are the two that you're going to work on. You're going to work on number 2, and you're going to work on number 3 independently, and then you're going to rate yourself.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions about the assignment expectation? Sophia.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you just got here, so you'll need to watch this video recording lesson. All right. So if you feel comfortable, you feel like I've got this in a moment, not yet, you're going to log off and begin working. If you feel like you need some help, you're going to stay on with me and we can work through these, okay? Everybody, here's our schedule for the remainder of the day. At 11:15, you have your lunch and your recess. At 12 o'clock, this is everybody's work time. Everybody works right here. You're working on the assignments from this morning, you're working on this math, and you're working on your DMR that was released at 12, okay? If you need help, you log in and I will help you. At 1:35, we have related arts. You are still with Mr. Nelson. At 2:20, we will come back. Hopefully Zoom is working, fingers crossed, for our dismissal announcements. Okay? All right. So if you do not need help, goodbye. Go work on these equations now. If you do need help, please stay logged on. I'd be happy to work through some of these together with you. Bye-bye.